everyone, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps and you're watching Maker Mornings with Meg. Today's episode features the gorgeously made stamp set, which coordinates of course with the, I think it's called Masterfully made designer series paper, which is that paper piecing one. So this is a really absolutely beautiful paper and was made by actual like tearing of pretty patterned papers. And it's fun. It's like a paper within a paper. It's kind of meta because if you look at this paper here, let's see, and there we go. This paper here with the florals on it, it is actually in the paper package. So it is in the paper package like this, and then they tore it to make other papers for anyway, I just think it's really cool. It's beautiful, beautiful paper. The colors are super vibrant, and we are going to make a project that really makes the most of those. And I'm gonna show you how I pulled colors out of this paper in case you're looking at it and thinking like, oh, there's a lot of color in there. How do you decide what to use? I'm gonna show you the process that I use for pulling colors out just to make it easier for you guys. So with that, let's switch our camera and we will get started. All right, so like I said, gorgeously made stamp set. It is a terrific collage set. I've showed you some cards with this one already. I think one of these two cards I showed you. I think I've showed you both, but just a really pretty saturated colors, lots of great layering in this, which is what we mimicked in our card. And this is another card that I shared with you with layered, and then the negative die cut in the background there, just as a fun extra, and using some die cuts and some layered paper inside. This is a gorgeous paper, and you can mix and match a lot of it with a lot of these colors. So let's look specifically at this paper. So when you use a piece of designer series paper, you always want to keep your package handy because right down here underneath the name of it, it's going to list all of the colors that are included in there. So we have Azure Afternoon, Berry Burst. Here, I'll put this right on the side here. Azure Afternoon, Berry Burst, Crushed Curry, Fresh Freesia, Lemon Lime Twist, Lemon Lolly, Lost Lagoon, Melon Mambo, Night of Navy, Pretty Peacock, Pumpkin Pie, and Sweet Sorbet. So when I looked at this, the color that I wanted to bring out in this paper is that blue-green, which is Pretty Peacock. So when I do this, what I do is I go and get my cardstock piece and I just place it behind the cardstock or behind the designer series paper and just say, does that pull out the colors that I want? And the answer is yes, it does. So now I decided that I wanted to pair this with another piece of designer paper from the series. So it's actually the same paper, but the back side of it. And oh my goodness, of course, my poor dog has decided that now is the time she has to come inside. So that paper features Fresh Freesia, which adds another color from our that floral painting and gives us some other sort of coordinating options and sort of narrows us a little bit because now that I've got these two colors, this purple and this blue, I could maybe add one more color, but I wouldn't want to add like three more colors. I wouldn't want to add the orange and the curry and the melon mambo and the navy. Like when I work with colors, I really like to do three colors and a neutral. Sometimes I'll mix and match more, but three colors is really pretty safe. So, all right, so we've got our pieces here. So I have the bubble bath, which I'm going to pull in a second. So we'll come back to that. We'll come back to how I got that. So I have these colors here, but I want to add in just sort of one more like strong color to accent this because we've got our two, and it's going to be Berry Burst. And that is kind of mimicking these flowers here, but it also ties in so nicely to this Fresh Freesia here for the purples, okay? All right, so that's kind of how we started our colors. Now let's look about our composition and what we want to add here. So we've got our pieces there. We'll come back to bubble bath and how we came to that. Our stamp set we're going to use on the inside of our card. We have a lot going on in the front with the paper, so we're going to come back to this and do some collage stamping inside. But I have all of these fabulous dies, which go with the gorgeously made and the masterfully made suite. And we want to come up with a good addition for our card here. So I'm going to pull this out, and I have two sort of big main images. I have this leafy one here, which actually is a very nice mimic of the paper in the background. And then I have this one here, which is a different shape and just a little bit more like involved and elaborate, I'm gonna say. And for this one, I think that I really like the strength of this image versus the sort of wispiness of this one. So we're gonna go here. Now, what color to add to this? We've already talked about what colors we have involved. We have a lot going on. So, sorry, I'm trying to get my camera a little more balanced there. I don't really want to add something else, but I still have my neutral options. So if I bring in basic white cardstock and add to this, then this basic white is going to be really crisp along with all these pretty colors here. So through the magic of television, I've got this die cut, and I have just a little bit of punching to pull out. With a die that's this large, a lot of times I'll run it back and forth 2 or 3 times in my die cut machine just to make sure everything's well die cut. And then when I'm poking those pieces out, sometimes I'll just flex the paper just a little bit and they'll pop right out. So they should be cut through completely. Okay, so we have our piece here. And let me talk a little bit about the layout for this card. So this card is actually a catalog case. And I used it recently with the Earth and Elegance stamp set and suite, and it's basically a 3x4 piece of designer series paper here, a 2x4 piece of designer series paper here, and then this slash in the middle, which then you decorate here with your elements. Okay, so really kind of a cool layout, but we're going to do a colorful version here. And so we're going to add in this slash of berry burst and this element that's going to go across our slash line like this. Okay. All right, so now we're gonna need a greeting piece, and included with our stamp set are great greetings, you're a great friend, thank you and hello, very universal, good for lots of things. I think I'm gonna stamp it maybe in berry burst, maybe in pretty peacock, but we need something to stamp it on. Now, if I use a piece of white, it's gonna get lost in the white background. If I use a piece of berry burst, it's gonna get lost. Peacock is too dark to stamp on, so this is the place where I thought, what can I do to add another element for my greeting, but not add another color? And that is where Bubble Bath comes in. So Bubble Bath is a tint of sort of this fresh freesia, berry burst kind of family on our card. And so I can use this as my neutral for our greeting, even though it's not neutral. It's totally pink. So let's see, what shall we do? Thank you is always a great choice for a card in my book. So I'm gonna go ahead and mount up my thank you. And I'm going to do berry burst. And let's see, I've kind of done this out of order. One of the dies in here is this fabulous sort of washi tape die. And so I've cut that from that piece of Bubble Bath cardstock. And so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stamp on here. And I'm gonna see, hopefully I can get it pretty straight. Oh, pretty good. All right. So we've got our thank you greeting, and this is going to come across here like so. All right. So let's talk about putting this card together now. We are going to go ahead, and I want to add one more thing to this card layer here, and that is to use this really fabulous edge die here. So we have this strip here, which gives us this opportunity to sort of add some extra collage element, right? Like it's a little boring as it is. It's plain, it's solid cardstock. So if we die cut it here with our edge die, then we have instead this element here, which just matches the vibe and the feel of our card a little bit better. So now I can decide here whether I want this to be sort of on the diagonal as a slash there, or whether I want it to be vertical. And I think I'm gonna go with diagonal. Now, with that being said, my greeting is going to be straight here on our card. So I think, let's see, or do we like it straight? I don't know, maybe I like it straight. I'm having a hard time seeing it on the diagonal. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna do this one on the diagonal. And then I will show you one that isn't on the diagonal, and you guys can decide of the finished ones, which ones you like better. This or that, diagonal or not diagonal. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick this down. I have this element here, which is gonna go on this side. And then I'm gonna take that slash in the middle and I'm going to manage to cover it up with my diagonal piece here. So let's go ahead and pop this on. And I can go only so far. I can only angle it to the point where it still covers up at the bottom and the top. So remember to flip things to the back side when you're trimming flush. It's a lot easier to use your scissors to get a flush cut as long as you're right-handed if you have it flipped this way. And then I'm going to take our elements here and attach these. Now, this is really wispy, a little tricky to attach. And so what I'm gonna do is kind of pinch this where I want it, and then I'm gonna flip the whole thing over. So I got this pinched so they're not gonna move relative to each other. And then I'm gonna take my Stampin' Dimensionals and cut a strip here from my edging. And if you don't have a sheet that's mostly empty, you can just steal the edges from the rest of it. All right, let's see, we didn't need those extra dimensionals there, we just need the strip. Okay, so still, I think it moved. It moved on me. Okay, there we go. So now I'm gonna turn this to the back side and pop this on. And the two pieces are gonna be nicely stuck together with the one piece of Stampin' Dimensional, which makes it really easy to peel this backing off and pop this on here like so, okay? So like I said, that greeting there is still horizontal. Now we need to add some bling to the front and we need to stamp on the inside. So let's go to the inside here. I have this piece of basic white cardstock and I wanna come back to our elements. There are some terrific collage stamps in this set. One of which is this very long element here. Remember, put your stamps down, pick them up by setting your block on and going that direction. It's kind of asking for trouble to try to stick the stamp onto your block. I just find that I get a much better adhesion if I go this direction. And let's see, I really like this block of text here, so we're gonna mount that one too. All right, so we have our colors we're gonna bring back in: Pretty Peacock, Berry Burst, and Bubble Bath, okay? We're gonna echo them on the inside of our card. First one I'm gonna do here is Bubble Bath, and I'm gonna ink this one up. Now I think I'm gonna stamp off the edges of my paper quite a bit, so I'm gonna bring in a piece of grid paper, which protects my table so that I don't have to wash it all the time. And let's see, where'd my stamp go? I'm gonna take that Bubble Bath image and I'm just gonna pop it kind of here off to the side, like so. And then I'm gonna take my boulder image and I'm gonna use the boulder ink and make sure that's inked the way I want it. And we're gonna pop that here to the side like this. And then I'm gonna come back with my last image, and this is sort of that sort of deckled type. And so I'm gonna pull this in with Pretty Peacock and stamp this down here at the corner. What do you guys think? Kind of a fun little collage element, right? And we've echoed those same colors, so we're connecting the front of our card to the inside of our card. Get this out of the way. And let's go ahead and put this in, and then we're going to talk bling here for the front of our card. All right, and of course you could do the same sort of collage element on the corner of your envelope, whatever you like. So there's the front and there's the inside. So bling, when I was looking at this, I really wanted to go with sort of these purpley colors. And so these are the Tinsel Gems 3-pack. This is actually half of a package from the share that I did for the new embellishments, which, speaking of, watch for a share for the holiday catalog. I will definitely be posting that, so you can sign up for that when the new catalog will go live on September 2nd maybe. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and add some dots to this. The nice thing about doing those shares is it's a great way to really just see which elements you love and want to, you know, invest in, and which ones you're like, oh, I probably won't use a ton of those, but it's nice to have a couple here and there. So, all right, so speaking of which, here is the couple here and there of those Tinsel Gems. They actually have like a little, I'm not sure how well you can see, they have a little fragment of tinsel kind of embedded in them, so that they have like one little extra silver kind of sparkle to them. So really pretty. All right. So hopefully that gets you guys pretty excited about the Gorgeously Made Suite, the Gorgeously Made stamp set and dies, and the Masterfully Made Suite, if you hadn't seen these already. A really pretty, link is in the video description, really pretty elements, pretty papers, lots of great collage ideas, and I've shown you quite a few of them, quite a few different ideas already here on Makeover Mornings with Meg. So make sure that you click over to my blog at lovenstamps.com and look for some of those projects. There's a card gallery there, there's a boxes and bags idea, gallery, all kinds of things that you can search by stamp set or by designer series paper, all the ways to use our supplies. So anyway, have a wonderful day. I look forward to seeing you again for Maker Mornings with Meg. We are Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 9:30 Central Time, live on the Loven Stamps Facebook page, or catch us anytime on the Loven Stamps Facebook page as a replay, or also repost on the Loven Stamps YouTube channel. So have a great day, guys, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. Happy stamping!